have an early start this morning, up at 5:30, ready to go and join the Rocky Mountaineer. Hi, Michelle here from Travelling Over 60. Come join me on this adventure. Okay, buckle yourself in. We're off on the Rocky Mountaineer. Now, this is a long one, but it's really two videos in one. It's day 1 and day 2 on the Rocky Mountaineer. So let's go. Okay, here's the map again. Now we're finished in Banff. We're getting on the Rocky Mountaineer and making our way to Kamloops for a one-night stay. Oh, we're up at 4:45 this morning and it's 1 degrees. Now we're just putting on jeans, just our joggers, a short sleeve t-shirt and a jumper today because we're going to be on the Rocky Mountaineer all day. Okay, a little bit of organising. Craig, our tour guide, gave us special tags yesterday to put on not only our big bags but also our carry-ons. We got up early this morning, we're all ready, packed, bags are out by 5:30 in the morning. Then for us to meet in the lobby at 7 a.m. and off to the station by 7:45. And don't worry about breakfast, that'll be on board. Now this will be the end of our land portion, so it's time to say goodbye to this amazing coach and of course Ravi, our driver. He's kept us healthy and safe the whole way. Now Ravi dropped us off at the station and we got our very first glimpse of the Rocky Mountaineer. Call me crazy, call me childish, but I felt like I was going on my very first train trip. Now there's a lot of carriages and we're in number 4. It's a long way down the other end. Let me show you. Did I mention how long the train is? Now as I'm walking along, I make sure I get those shots, the ones of the name on the side and of that amazing view. This is a good time to warn you that if you do happen to be right at the end, it's a fair bit of walking. Take your patience with you. There's a lot of people trying to get on and lots of people trying to get that photograph right at the doorway of them stepping in. We're only at carriage 7, so we've still got a fair bit of walking to do, but I'm going to speed that up for you. Phew, finally we made it. Now our group decided not to have our photo taken in front of the flags today. There will be another opportunity when we get back on tomorrow. Now remembering I'm in Gold Leaf, so we're going to be going up some stairs. Let me just show you, this is getting onto the train. This is what the stairs look like. And be careful, the railing was freezing cold to touch. Now walking down here a little bit, there is a little bit of a ramp. And on the left-hand side here, they do have a toilet that you can use. Now, of course, Gold Leaf is upstairs, so we've got to make our way up these stairs as well. Now, if you're in Silverleaf, you won't have these stairs to walk up. You'll just have the ones that when you got onto the train. Now, it's nearly our turn. We're just getting up to the top now. And as you get to the top, there's someone there telling you where your seats are.
Yes.
Perfect. So you'll be closer to the back of the dome. The seat number on the sides is seats there.
Thank you. Coming up on the right here, there is a lift. I'll show you that in a minute. But this is a good time to note the seats are raised up from the floor level. Be careful if you're going to be stepping down to go to the bathroom or the dining. Looking at the roof, they've got different shade on the roof so you don't get hot. Now, if you think you might have problems with these stairs coming up, don't worry, they have a lift. So of course it's mainly for people in wheelchairs, but if you were really struggling, you can come up in this as well. Now, taking a look at the seating, this is a website photo, but it gives you a bit of a look at what it's like. This is my seat looking one way to the right and now the other way to the left. Take a look at the controls for the seat. There's heat, you tip it back, you've got lumbar, or you lift up your legs, and a tray table that comes out from the side. Now's a good time to take that selfie so you don't forget. But be careful, you might have a photo bomber from one of your fellow travellers. Okay, we're set to go. Okay, get your cameras ready because you don't want to miss this bit.
Wave to our station staff here. Smiles on their faces because they are going back to bed. Okay, so...
And be prepared to wave to everybody. As you go along, everybody is waving to you on the train. Wave to the traffic. Whew, it's been a big morning, but we're finally on our way now. The hostesses come on and introduce themselves and give us a bit of a rundown on how things work. So while you look at these sneak peeks, I'll let you know what they told us. Okay, there is a toilet on board, like I showed you before. Now you can use that toilet anytime you like. As for breakfast and lunch, what happens is there's too many people on board to all go down at the one time. So they do it in two seatings. One group will go down and have their breakfast and they'll serve the ones upstairs drinks, and then you will swap over and the other group comes up and you go down. Let's take a look at breakfast on day one. Now, of course, Gold Leaf, we have to go downstairs, but once you're down there, they sit you down and you can still see out the side windows so you don't miss anything. Now, let's have a bit of a look at the menu for day one. And of course, hubby and I, we both love Eggs Benedict. So that's what we chose. Now, don't forget to be patient because they need to be cooking for all of the people on board. Okay, now breakfast is finished. We're back upstairs. You can see over here on the left-hand side where the arrow is that it's like an aeroplane seat. They have a pocket with bits and pieces in it. Now in the back here there's a little paper and you can map our trip as we go along. But I'll leave that for you to discover. We also discovered the drinks menu. Now it's a bit early, but they do serve coffee and tea, and what I like to order, a nice hot chocolate. But later on in the day, we did order drinks, and you can have drinks all day long if you like. Now you might be wondering which side of the train is the best side of the train, but they both have amazing views. But just when I was trying to take this waterfall, this happened. Someone walked across. But if this happens to you, don't be upset because you go around another bend and then from your side of the train, you see this.
If you look out to the left, you will see the beautiful Beaver Valley with the Beaver River below. Look at that.
Now I just want you to note how slow we're going here. This is what the train does. It slows down so that you can video and take photos. This is normal time. That's how slow the train is going. Now, something to note about waterfalls. You're going to see a lot of waterfalls, not only in Canada, but also when you go into Alaska. They have so many waterfalls that they don't even name their waterfalls. So get prepared to take some amazing photos of waterfalls. A few things about taking photos on the train. You're always going to get that person that holds up their camera or their iPad. Just be patient. You might also get these light reflections in your photos as well. I found it best for my iPhone to place the phone up against the window. Although it gets a bit tricky when you're taking photos out the top of the train. Just remember, if you get them in, you can always try and crop them out when you get home. A lot of people want that photo of the horseshoe train. Don't be disappointed if you can't get it because other people are in front of you. There is plenty of opportunity. It does it quite a few times, and a lot of times they will announce that we're coming up to a horseshoe where you can take the photo. Now, it's time to go down for lunch. Now, we were served a morning tea, just a snack, but it's time for lunch now. I'm not sure I'm hungry yet, but let me show you. So it was the same as breakfast. We do it in 2 sessions. We go downstairs. Here is the menu for lunch. And the funny thing is, hubby and I have spent so much time together, we both ordered the same lunch as well. Now, the difference between lunch and breakfast is we got dessert as well. Now, you know what happens after you've got a full belly. I never thought I'd be that person on a holiday that napped, but of course, we dozed off to sleep. It's been a big day. And we only woke up for afternoon tea. Now we're getting closer to Kamloops now where we're going to stay for the night. But I just wanted to mention, don't forget that on board it's a really great time. Like we really got to laugh and joke and chat with our fellow travellers. Now we've made it to Kamloops and we're all getting off the train and off to our hotels. It's about 8:30 at night and 10 degrees. It's a little bit cool when we get out, but we're just going to the hotel. The Rocky Mountaineer choose which hotel you stay in Kamloops, and we got to stay in the Coast Hotels. Now, hopefully you're subscribed to my channel and you've clicked on that notification bell because my room tour will be in another video and you'll be notified if you've done those things. Have you enjoyed this video so far? Show me by giving me a thumbs up. That lets me know you're liking what I'm doing. But don't turn off yet because we still have one more day on the Rocky Mountaineer. Here's our map again. We're finished in Kamloops and we're heading towards Vancouver. We'll have 2 nights there and then we start our Alaskan cruise. We're up early for day 2 of the Rocky Mountaineer. We leave our suitcases in our rooms and we meet in the lobby at 6:55. Now our suitcases will meet us in Vancouver. Remember I said you'll have another opportunity to take the photo with the flags and the train? Well, now is the time. Don't forget to do it. Doesn't take us long to get settled back in on the train. Now, I don't think I mentioned we only took our backpacks with us, so they just go down beside our feet. Now, we take a Kamloops selfie, but you'll never believe it, another photo bomber. This time it was the hostess from the train. Time to say goodbye to Kamloops. And if you missed it the first time, here they are again, all the staff waving goodbye. Now we're not on board very long and we get breakfast. The menu is the same, but we chose something different. So today we started with our croissants and then I had the pancakes and hubby, he had the salmon with avocado and an egg on toast. Yum, yum. Remember before I said there'll be other opportunities when you'll be able to see the train as it bends. Now, it might be on the other side to you and you'll have to see it through the windows, but sometimes it'll be on your side and you'll get a really good view of it. Now, these ones I'm showing you now are taken through the window. So, of course, as you can see, there's a glare on the window. But you don't have to stay upstairs and take them this way. Now, sometimes you'll get a good shot through the window, and other times you'll get that glare. So, let me take you downstairs and show you the viewing platform. Now go back to when we got on the train. We walked through where the viewing platform is. So for us to get there now, we need to go back down those stairs and walk out past where the toilet was. Once you get outside, there is railings for you to hang on to, but it can be really rocky out there. It's cold sometimes and windy. It's good to keep in mind that it's a shared space, so there might be lots of people down there all trying to get video and photos of the same thing. That'll do me. Rocky Mountaineer. Oh, it's freezing and raining. This is just to show you what sort of video you can get from down there. Now, if I was to have reached out a bit further, I may have been able to cut out that other gentleman's arm, but I wasn't really game enough because I didn't want to drop my camera. But if you do, hang on tight because you don't want to lose that camera, because once it's gone, they're not stopping for you to get it. This is just looking up the other way, and again you can see there's people there with me. And as you go along the track, you get all sorts of different views. What? It's lunchtime already? Down we go for lunch. The menu's the same, we just chose something different. And trust me, you will not go hungry on the Rocky Mountaineer. There was so much food. We had morning tea and afternoon tea that I didn't show photos of. Plus, after your lunch, you get a dessert as well. And boy, were they delicious. Now, after lunch, we're taking in the sights, and then this happened. We thought it was just a dust storm, but as we got closer, it was an avalanche. Now, avalanches aren't uncommon in Canada or Alaska. You see them everywhere, and you see the devastation that it leaves behind. We've seen some interesting things and some unusual things. We saw bridges that were made out of bricks and rock. We saw some that were made out of metal that crossed over the river into the mountain. We saw some trains, some were freight trains, and we saw our train cross over a bridge with another train going underneath. We saw some teepees in the distance on the hill, and we saw their grand tradition of the graduation signs on the side of a mountain. We saw machinery on the tracks that I've never seen before, and we saw some in the water I also have never seen before. Now let's not forget the wildlife as well. In this video, we're searching for an eagle. If we look carefully, it's flying down to the water. It swooped down and picked up a fish and went back up. Here's the nest on top of a bridge. Some mountain goats up on the hill. Look hard. But the best sight of all was another bear in the wild. I have seen so many on this trip. Now, I didn't take this photo, but the lady who took it was happy for me to share it. Now, the view changed so many times. We sometimes were looking at mountains and sometimes we were looking at water. Every which way we looked, there was always something interesting to see. I'm just going to let you enjoy some of these photos and then I'll let you know what happened at the end of our trip. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed those. Now, we had some delays along the way and we were running very late. So what do? Eat! They served more food for us, now this time just at our tray table. But we kept continuing on and we did get quite a few delays. It started to get dark, and as you know, in Canada and Alaska it gets dark really late. But we kept going along our way and we watched the most beautiful sunset to finish off our trip. Finally starting to see some signs of civilization and getting closer to Vancouver. We arrived into Vancouver at 10:30 at night, and that was about 3 hours late. Now, we were all really tired, but I'm sure everybody had a great time. This is just giving you a look at what the ground looks like in Vancouver Station where we got off the train. We had to then walk up and find our coach that took us to the hotel. Thank goodness we were well fed on the train. And it wasn't too cold. It was 11 degrees when we got into Vancouver. But finally, we made it to our hotel and were in bed by 11 o'clock. Did you like that? I hope you did. I hope you liked all those photos. Now, if you did and you haven't done already, can you give me a thumbs up? It really helps me out. YouTube will put it out to more people and more people will enjoy what I just showed you. I hope you've subscribed to my channel. That also helps me out. I don't get any money from this. It's just my hobby. So if you haven't already, could you do me a favor and go across, subscribe. There's also a button down below, a comment button, a share button. They're all down below. And if you haven't already done so, just tap on that little bell and you'll be notified when I put my next video out. Now my next video will be the room tour of the hotel in Kamloops. Boy, that was a different hotel. And the next video after that one will be our couple of days we had in Vancouver before we get on our Alaskan cruise. I can't wait to show you Alaska. So you know what I'm going to say. Come along and join me. You don't want to miss any of it.